on this episode of the Sorority Chat podcast.
I've seen roommates where one is very quiet, timid, reserved, and the other one is very loud, outgoing, and a great personality and big personality. And it really does work well because she kind of pulls the other out a little bit of the dorm where she might not, leave her room as much. But her roommate would invite her to, go and tag along. And then the other roommate is a little bit more calm. And when this other big personality gets overwhelmed, she's a little bit of a piece. So it does match up well.
Hey y'all, and welcome to Sorority Chat. I'm Liz Alexander, a designer and sorority alum who's obsessed with all things Greek life. My mission? To bring you real conversations, smart insights, and fun stories that help make sorority living even better. So grab your favorite beverage, get comfy, and let's chat. Hey sorority chatters. Today's guest is someone who proves that the best businesses often start with a little creativity and a lot of heart. Misty Hall is the owner of Loose Ends 38655. It is a business born from designing her daughter's dorm room at Ole Miss that has now grown into a full line of beautifully crafted dorm essentials used by students on more than 30 university campuses. Together with her husband, Chris, a talented craftsman who hand builds many of their pieces, they've created everything from their signature cubbies to desk hutches, shelves, fridge cabinets, and custom textiles, which has helped students turn their dorm rooms into spaces that feel like home. This summer, their designs will even be showcased in the University of Mississippi Housing Department showrooms during orientation, which that is a huge milestone for their business. So today we're going to talk about entrepreneurship, family partnerships, dorm design, and how a simple idea can turn into something truly special. Welcome to the show, Misty.
Hi, thank you for having me.
I'm so excited to talk with you. Like I was saying before we started recording, I have followed along with your work on Instagram for a long time. I admire it greatly, and I think the whole thing, it looks very fun and exciting, and I just want to jump in and talk about it.
Well, like I said, thanks for having us, and I'm excited to talk about it.
Yeah. So kind of starting at the beginning, you grew up in a small rural farming community in Missouri. And so talk about if you see that show up in your creativity and your work today, or if there's any correlation there for you.
I've always liked different textures. I just grew up sewing with my mother, my grandmother. I can even remember sewing Barbie clothes for my sisters growing up. And It's just, it's really crazy where it's begun and where it's now. I really enjoy just being in the middle of everybody's creating and decorating.
I think that's cool. I'm also always jealous when someone says they know how to sew. I can't sew a button. I just can't. I don't do it well. And my mom was a great seamstress. She could make draperies and clothing, and I just never bothered to sit down and have her teach me. And now I'm like, that was a lost opportunity.
Yes. I try to get my daughter to sit with me, and she's too busy with other things right now.
Yeah, it's maybe that the sewing will make a resurgence here soon with all the other grandma hobbies that are coming back. We need people to learn these skills again.
Yeah, I do see that now. Even in following the girls on TikTok and stuff, I know that they're really big in cross stitch is what we called it, but it's needle pointing now.
Yep.
So I do think it's going to make a comeback.
Yeah, I think it'll be good when that happens. So you were a stay-at-home mom originally. And so at what point did you start feeling a pull to create something of your own?
I really have always enjoyed sewing for my daughter. And like I said, for my nieces, even for ourselves, little things for the house, that kind of sort of thing. When it comes to her dorm room, I guess the decorating and designing was a little bit just starting off, and then I was just like, I knew I can do this. Why would I have somebody do it? I can do this. So we just started with little things and adding things, creating, and the cubby was really big because I knew I wanted something to fill in the gap between the wall and the bed at our dorms here at Martin. My husband's like, well, I can do that. So he just put some ideas together. We took some measurements and just kind of did our own thing. And then the next thing you know, a friend was asking, well, where did you get this at? And I was like, oh, I made it, or my husband made it, or, and it's just kind of grown from a friend of a friend of a friend to now I have all these friends. So it's just really been a wild ride.
That's really cool though. So I don't know like the origin of when people started hiring professionals to decorate their dorm rooms. Like, do you have a better sense of when that really became a thing?
I'm really not for sure. I think it really just got to be the fact that somebody needing help. And I am a helper just by natural, by my heart. I like to help. I'm a people person. I like just that connection and helping people. And I think I get joy out of that.
Yeah.
It just really just kind of grew from, like I said, a friend of a friend. And my husband was like, well, why don't you just do this as a business? And I'm like, well, why don't I? So, I mean, I think that, it's just like his pushing me and his supporting me. And he was like, oh, we can do this, and here we are today, 30 universities. And I mean, love it. Love it. I absolutely love it.
That's so cool. It's funny though, it takes somebody else saying that to you. Like, why don't you just do this as a business? And you're like, it's like when something doesn't already exist, you can't fully imagine how it would become a business and how you would work it because you're just making it up as you go. And so you do sometimes need that little nudge from a loved one to be like, no, you've got this. Like, keep going.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Just that support of saying, you can do this. I believe in you. And I mean, now I've got my niece here at the university. So she was like full-fledged in like, whatever you want to do, Aunt Misty. And it's just like, it was just really nice to have that additional family support even with her. So to trust me to do her own room. So
yes, I know there's some kind of validation that comes when like the nieces or the daughters, they think what you have to say is cool instead of like you're the old fuddy-duddy. And so there's a little bit of like encouragement that comes from that, I guess.
Yes. Everybody wants to be the fun aunt.
Oh yeah. That's like that. I will die on that hill. That is my role. I don't have children. I have a dog that thinks he's a child and I am the fun aunt. And so we are always going to go and do the things and have fun.
Everything that mom says no to, we're doing.
Yeah, that's true. So you've talked about it grew, the business grew, like a friend of a friend asking and more. So how do you go from that to having your work on 30 different universities? Like what did that journey look like for you?
Well, I think that those friends branched out and then it's just more friends branch out. And social media, my daughter was big about, oh, you should really post this. I am the worst. I mean, I think that like, I think I've grown, but I really probably need to get somebody to help me with that. And I think it would be more successful. I just think that it's just, again, friends of friends and trusting your experience and being able to take care of their needs and to take that stress and worry off of someone who has never been this path before, that I can help lead the way.
And it's such an emotional time anyway for parents sending their child away. It's emotional for the student going. And so I think by having that third party help, like bringing you in to help with, here's what the room's going to look like. It's taken care of. Don't worry about it. Then they can focus on other parts of things instead of getting so stressed. It's kind of like a wedding, like having additional help to guide you through what can be so stressful.
It is very much so. I think that I get it. I'm a mom. I've been through this. I've been through this with my friends. I've been through this with my own niece. As I said, I get the nerves. I get excitement of it. I get that, I understand that you want everything to be perfect and you want that to calm your own nerves, but also to calm your child's nerves. So I think that just gives them that personal support, just like I was supported, that, hey, we've got this. Go enjoy your summer with your child. We'll take care of all this. I'll do all the double checking for you. Don't worry. That you're in my hands and I'm going to treat you just like I would for my own family.
Yeah, there's a lot of value in that. And obviously parents agree because they're reaching out and hiring you and ordering things and they want the help.
Yes. And I do believe that if you create a space that they love, they'll stay. They want to feel comfortable. They want to feel at home. That's just all part of it.
Yeah, it is. I mean, you're speaking my language now, right? Because we design sorority houses and I talk all the time about if the environment supports them and makes them feel safe and comforted, they're probably barely going to notice it, honestly. But when it's bad, they definitely recognize it and they don't want to be in it. And then it causes friction in so many other ways. And so there's a lot of value here, and it goes into mental health and it goes into sleep and study and all the things that they're doing while they're there. And so I get the value behind your work for sure.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I think that what you do is absolutely gorgeous, and I have loved every space that I've seen you create.
Oh, you're very sweet. You're very sweet. So talking about your business, you've got the 38655, the Oxford zip code in there. Obviously, with being on 30 universities, you're not just hyper local to Oxford. So are you traveling or are you shipping product, or how does somebody work with you if they're not right there?
The majority of it is shipped. I do travel some, but it all kind of correlates with the move-in times here at Oxford. So it kind of minimizes the amount to do any kind of traveling. But I do research their schools for them. I do send them the checklist. I do offer all the services that I can other than installation.
That's pretty good, though. I mean, that a lot of times the parents, the families can handle the installation. It's all the leading up to it and making sure they have all the necessary components ready to go.
Right. And that's another thing about custom work is that, you already have your measurements. You already know what you're working with. There's no surprises at move-in day. We've already got that covered for you.
Yeah. Again, that's the value add for sure, because it's usually move-in day, all the 50 things that you forgot and you have to DoorDash or you got to run out and buy, and it's just adds to the chaos.
Right down to the extra command strips. Yes.
Yeah. I'll tell you, man, command strips should sponsor our life with just, the work that we're doing on university campuses, because you can hardly nail anything. And so 3M, if you're listening, help us.
See us.
Yes. So, okay. So your husband, Chris, handcrafts a lot of these products. So
yes.
What's it like working together with your spouse?
I'll have to say we've been married for be 28 years in December. We have always worked side by side in some capacity with the businesses that we've had. Whenever I first had my daughter, I stayed at home with her, and then he supported me to go to cosmetology school.
Oh, nice.
I supported him with his businesses. So it's kind of come full circle. It's fun. It's interesting. It's a lot of patience, a lot of talking each other down. So it's a lot of long days together, but I wouldn't imagine being together with anybody else.
Well, I think that's a great story. It's always interesting to hear what it's like to have a family business dynamic, whether that's a spouse or other family relations. And I know what you mean. My husband and I were building a spec house together, and you're always a little leery to jump into a project like that because you don't want it to take up all your personal time. But it's been fun. And it's just like what you said. It's almost like if one of you is ready to lose it, the other one's calm and you just talk each other off the ledge, and it just balances back and forth.
And that's good. He's really good about listening to my ideals. And so how crazy they may be, he's always seems to be able to find a way to make it happen. And we've built 2 custom homes together, and that was interesting. So I think that being through those 2 builds and then now this business, I think he's used to one thing I say, don't take it to heart. And then he's able to take the same, So we support one another, and I'm proud for that.
Yeah. I mean, that's definitely something to be proud of. So are you the creativity, the wild ideas, and then he's the technical, how to implement it and make it come to fruition?
Most of the time, yes. But he'll come to me with something. He'll be like, well, what do you think about this? And I'm like, oh, that's great. So we'll run with it. So yeah, that's really, we really work well together. And I do, like I said, I am so appreciative to have that support.
Yes. Well, and I'll say this. If you've built 2 custom homes together, designing pieces for dorm rooms is probably a walk in the park, because it is just a very scaled down version of what you've had to do in creating those houses.
Yes. And thinking ahead, he's really good about thinking ahead about I don't know, we'll just say some random thing. He thinks ahead of 2 or 3 steps ahead of me, oh, that's not going to work. Or he'll back up and he'll say, well, maybe we need to go a different route with this, or use a different support idea with it.
Which is beneficial, right? You can't do everything alone. You have to have kind of that thought partner to walk it through with you.
Right.
Well, so you kind of mentioned about helping students and supporting them through these spaces. And I know that you have a philosophy that if students love their space, they're going to be more confident and therefore more successful in college. So talk a little bit about that philosophy and where that came from for you.
I think it's just with my own daughter and with the girls that I see. We talked about earlier when we first connected, even with my own space, I moved in with my best friend. She was a great roommate. And just learning from that experience myself, and then what differences they make. And it's really good and important that you talk with these girls and they are honest with one another, what my study skills are, what my major is going to be, what my expectations as far as cleanliness are going to be, what we even like overnight guests. Just being honest with each other, whether they want a calm space and taking both girls' considerations. That's just the big part of it.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. It's so easy, especially at that age, to want to shy away from what could potentially be an uncomfortable conversation, but it's so much better to talk about it on the front end. And again, that's where I think value comes in having someone like yourself, because you can facilitate those conversations and get them talking about and thinking about things that they may not have addressed until maybe there was friction or a problem, and it's going to make things go smoother.
Exactly, as you said. There's a lot of ways that, and it takes the moms out of the equation.
Yeah.
There's this middle person that, someone can come and, express their concerns about the other roommate before it's even steps into the dorm day one. So you kind of know where each other stands, the foundation of their roommate situation is going to be.
Yeah.
And you can even see sometimes like, hey, this is probably not going to work.
Yeah. Do you feel like you have to have a psychology degree? Because I feel like I need one with my work.
Almost sometimes. There's a lot of personalities, which I'm a lot of a personality too at times, but it's really nice but I will say too, I've seen roommates where one is very quiet, timid, reserved, and the other one is very loud, outgoing, and a great personality, a big personality. And it really does work well because she kind of pulls the other out a little bit of the dorm where she might not, leave her room as much, but her roommate would invite her to, go and tag along. And then the other roommate is a little bit more calm. And when this other big personality gets overwhelmed, she's a little bit of a piece. So it does match up well.
Yeah. Do you watch the show Landman by chance?
I don't. I'm really not big on TV that much. I stay busy, I guess. And
yeah, I get it. It's a good show, but what you're describing is there was a scene where a daughter on the show is at TCU, it happens to be, and she's there and she has a roommate and there's some friction. And initially it's like, okay, I'm leaving. I'm not going to live here. And then actually they end up working out their differences and rooming together. And I think it was an example that matched up with what you were saying. And it's an example of how we kind of need to let students work out their differences too. Like we can't always swoop in and solve it for them. Like sometimes they have to have that discomfort and experience it and figure it out on their own.
And as a mom, I see that even with my own child, because I will admit I was a helicopter mom. I do believe that they have to bump and, scrape their knees and stuff and learn from those lessons. But they do have to experience it. They do have to work it out on their own. And it's hard to step back and watch it unfold because you do have the experience of all the years ahead of them, but they learn.
I can imagine that it would be hard to step back as a parent, but yes, there's value in that. Well, so talk to me a little bit about the biggest dorm design mistakes that students make.
I think the biggest would be buying too much.
Oh.
Yeah, I think that are bringing too many clothes, too much stuff.
Yeah.
Because those rooms look really big when you visit them because they're pretty bare, or even whenever you see pictures online. But all the extra stuff, it's easier to come in with your basics and then just kind of fill in as you need, or maybe not put everything in at once. So I think that's the biggest mistake, and not doing your homework beforehand, or even just reaching out for support.
Yeah, that's a good piece of advice. What are your top 3 must-haves for a dorm room to make it functional and attractive?
I really think, well, of course, our cubby. I think that is the perfect piece. But I think that your linens really make or break your room.
Ooh. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that anything like soft, and of course your headboard, I think that that's a big focal point. And then I'll have to throw in art. Art's always big. I love art.
It can completely transform how a space feels. And, its size, scale, color, all of it really makes a difference.
I think it just kind of grounds your room and it just kind of gives it a focal point. So I think that's a big thing.
Yeah, I agree with that. So talk to us about the cubby that you have. So I know you said it's a piece that fits between the wall and the bed. And so is it like a storage piece that houses a lot of things for the students?
It's just a good place to put your iPad, your phone, your laptop, maybe an alarm clock. There's not a lot of access in the rooms, and usually between the beds, you can put like a fridge cabinet, but not anything that's more personal space. So it's a good place to put like little family photos, little whatnots and pretties, and just a little bit of organization right there beside your bed.
Yeah, so effectively it's a nightstand just reconfigured to fit the footprint of the dorm.
Yes, and it just sits along the bed. It's just a really nice, I think, essential piece.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you've said it, you can't get enough storage in these spaces. And I hear a lot of times about students having to rotate clothing seasonally, or, you're taking stuff home at certain points and breaks in the year because it's just you'll be packed to the gills if you try to take everything.
Well, and that is like what I had talked about earlier. It's just the fact that all the stuff you can go home, you can take stuff home. Less is more.
Yes, agreed. That is solid advice. So I want to hear more about these Ole Miss housing showrooms that you're going to be a part of.
Well, I was invited a year ago to do a showroom. Well, I say 2 years ago. And then last year we were able to do a showroom. And then this year we were invited to do 3. So I'm really excited about that. It gives us a chance to showcase our new designs for the year. And then orientation, the students will go visit the different dorms that they are assigned to, or any dorm really. But so you get a lot of chance to meet a lot of different people. They get to see your design skills and what products you offer.
That's nice. I mean, that has to be a great milestone. Like, how does that feel for you?
It really does. It really is a good pat on the back. Like you were saying, you are making way, and it's just a really nice avenue. It's great working with the university. So we're excited about it.
That's awesome. Will you be sharing pictures on social?
Yes, after. I will be sharing them after. Yes. So I'm excited to share those.
Yeah, well, I'm excited to see it. I think it'll be fun to kind of see what's going on. What are some design trends that you're seeing in dorm right now?
A lot of pastels, which are still pretty much in the past. There are some girls, but pinks and blues are always popular. I will say that this blue-green ocean color is really going to be big this year for me. It's like this color.
Oh yeah, kind of like an aqua tealy.
Yes, and it's going to be like, and of course, your ginghams are really important this year.
Yes.
So that's what we're kind of working with. Most of the girls are leaning toward those colors, and of course, pink and blues, and some purples.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. It'll be exciting to see what people come up with. It is funny how pink and blue are having such a big moment, even in sorority common spaces. We're getting a lot of requests for it, even if the organization colors are not pink and blue.
Really?
And so it's been interesting to figure out how to incorporate it all and how to make it all make sense.
Yeah, I'm excited. I can't wait to share them.
Yes, yeah, it'll be good to see all the photos. What advice would you give to women who have a creative idea, but they're not really sure how to turn it into a business the way that you have?
Oh gosh, I wish I had some wise words of advice on that. I really think if I could tell myself anything back then is believe in yourself, trust in your skills, and know that you can.
Mm-hmm. I think that's very wise advice. I know that it's hard when you're the one giving it. You're like, oh, this doesn't mean a lot. But to the folks that are on the other side of things, to hear that, it's the nudge that they need.
Yeah, just like I mentioned my husband, he was really good about. He's like, you can do this. You are talented enough to do this. You can do this. And I think that just having someone believe in you, other than yourself, is what really helps it. And I think that women can do anything. They really can.
I agree. I fully agree. What's been the most rewarding moment in your journey so far?
I really think the most rewarding part of it would have to be the thank yous at the end.
Oh,
Just the moms. Like, I've had moms cry. I'm a hugger. I will warn you, I am a hugger. So all the hugs at the end, whenever you actually get to meet the people that you've talked with on the phone, or meet with the people that you've, met briefly, or just through email. Like I said, I'm very personable. I'm not an order form on the website. You actually talk to me. We talk on the phone. We talk about all the things. I try to get a feel for it. But when you actually meet that person, I think that is what really makes it all real. That end and that hug and that thank you. And then actually seeing the mom, just a relief.
It's a reminder. It's a reminder that the work you're doing matters and that you're helping people.
Perfect words. Yes.
You talked about you're a helper, so it's obviously showing up.
Yes, but thank you. I want to be helpful.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like you are. If you are up for it, let's do a quick little design round of like rapid fire questions.
Okay.
All right. So colorful and bold or calm and neutral?
Colorful and bold.
All right. Pattern mixing or minimalist?
Pattern mixing.
100. I knew that's what you were going to say, but I fully agree.
Yes.
Beach trip or city trip?
Beach.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. If you could design a dorm room for any celebrity or even an influencer, who would you choose?
I would have to go with my daughter's Taylor Swift. I know that she's beyond college, but just any kind of space, it would be so much fun because I think she would be okay with any wild ideal that I could come up with.
I love that. I am a Swiftie myself, and so
Yes.
anything Taylor Swift is always fabulous.
Yes, very much so.
What is next for Loose Ends? What's on the horizon?
We are looking forward to a great season this year. We are already collecting deposit. All the moms and all the rooms and all the girls are so much fun. The ones that I've just met in the past few weeks, even. Orientation's going on soon. I know that they had registration for that here at Ole Miss. We have a couple more admitted student days, so I look forward to meeting those girls that I've got schedules with. So it's just like we are looking forward to a great year, and I cannot wait.
That's great. There's something about the spring season. Like everybody just really starts buzzing and getting out there, and there's just a lot of exciting activity going on. And it sounds like that's definitely true in your work.
Well, as we're coming over covering from an ice storm, so there's been a lot of cleanup, and it's nice to see all the fresh coming out. And it's just an exciting time in general here in Oxford.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I forgot about the ice storm. That was a rough one.
It was very rough.
Misty, if people want to connect with you and learn more about your work, what is the best way for them to do that?
They're welcome to give me a call. The number 662-371-3976, or they can check us out on the website, looseends3865.com.
Awesome. Well, we'll have all of that in the show notes. And your story is just such a great reminder that creativity and family and a simple idea can grow into something really impactful. And I'm so glad that you were able to come on and share your story. And thank you for your time.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It was fun.
Welcome to Liz's House Hot Takes. This is where I take the lessons I've learned over the last 16 years of designing Greek houses and offer you my pro tips. Here's today's house hot take. Recruitment isn't a decorating competition. If you're designing just to beat the house down the street, you've already lost. The goal isn't flashier, it's more aligned. Your space should reflect your chapter's personalities and values along with the needs of the students who are living there. You don't want to focus on trends or feel pressured to achieve a certain look. Authentic always recruits better than overdone. Thanks for listening to another House Hot Take. For more inspiration, check out the PDR Interiors Instagram or TikTok. I'm Liz Alexander, and this is the Sorority Chat podcast. Catch you next time. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're listening on a podcast platform, make sure to follow the show so you never miss an episode. And if you got something out of today's conversation, we'd love for you to leave us a 5-star review. It helps us reach more listeners just like you. If you're watching on YouTube, be sure to check out this video right here or this one over here. And don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps us out. I'm Liz Alexander, and this is the Sorority Chat podcast. Catch you next time. This podcast is produced by Collier Landry for Don't Touch My Radio. Copyright Liz Alexander.